Next, with 4 years on Auburn swim team, Deirdre Hastings. Deirdre has decided to attend SUNY Morrisville after her senior year. With 11 years on the swim team, Monica Raymond. And last but not least from Auburn with 3 years on the swim team, Caleb McMillan. And from Bedford with 8 years on the team, Daniela Ayala. Also from Bedford with 4 years on the team, Ryan Tong. Ryan has decided to attend Stanford University in the fall. Next, from Clifton Springs with 12 years on the swim team, Teddy Altman. And from Portland with 10 years on the swim team, Austin Lind. Austin has decided to attend the University of Delaware. Go Blue Hens. And from Cross Island with 8 years on the team, Zach Carrington. From East Hampton with 10 years, Ava Castillo. And from Flushing with 4 years on the swim team, Daphnia Arkingtales. All right. With an additional 4 years on the swim team, here is Eros Hanif. And also from Flushing, 4 years on the team, Thomas Kelly. And next from Flushing, with 4 years, Gabriel Leonard. Next from Flushing, with 5 years on the team, Denise Rojas. And swimming for 2 years for Flushing, Logan Shim. And last but not least from Flushing, swimming for 5 years, Emmett Wong. And from Fulton with 6 years, Aiden Caples. From Glow with 1 year on the team, Kim Bjoren. Kim will be attending Niagara Culinary Institute in the fall. Also from Glow, with 1 year on the team, Willow Gaines. Willow will be attending SUNY Oswego. From Huntington, with 1 year on the team, Adam Yauch. Chris Yauch with 1 year on the team. And from Huntington with 7 years on the team, Milan Lustig. And with 2 years on the team, Juliana Ronimus. Next, with 6 years on the team, Eve Tenkman. Eve will be attending NYU in the fall. And from Huntington, with 8 years, Oscar Wang. Oscar will be attending the very prestigious Cornell University in the fall. Let's go Red. From Independent Health, Theodore Shearer. My apologies. With 2 years on the swim team, Oscar Sokolowski. Oscar, I'm very sorry. From Kingston, with 13 years, Keegan Burkhardt. Keegan will be attending Hartwick College. From New Rochelle, New York, Flavio Hilari. Also from New Rochelle, Henry Villanueva. From Norwich, with 12 years on the swim team attending Eckerd College, Chris Duell. From Oneida, with 7 years, Caden Sheen. Caden will have an electrician apprenticeship in the fall. From Rye, New York, with 11 years on the swim team, Megan Tiedemann. Megan will be attending Marist College. With 4 years from Rye, Jeannie Berry. And with 6 years on the swim team, Chris McLitch. From Canandaigua with 2 years, Carmen Gordon. Carmen will be attending Nazareth University. Also from Canandaigua with 10 years on the swim team, William Maxfield. William will be attending Nazareth University. With 10 years on the swim team, entering into the Coast Guard after his final year, Henry Smith. And with 10 years on the swim team, Ava Tyler. Ava will be attending Nazareth University in the fall. From Saratoga, with 2 years attending St. Michael's, Nola Klaus. Also from Saratoga, with 2 years on the team, Chris Lianza. Chris will be attending SUNY Albany. From Saratoga, with 5 years on the team, Annie Sheng. Annie will attend SUNY Albany in the fall. And with 2 years on the team, Sophia Panera. Sophia will be attending SUNY Oswego. And from Shotland YMCA, with 7 years on the team, Dylan Mayon. Also from Shotland, with 2 years on the team, Will Straw. From Watertown, with 11 years on the swim team, Drew Wecker. Drew will be attending SUNY Brockport. From Watertown, with 2 years on the swim team, Peter Jennings. Peter will attend SUNY Oswego. And with 3 years on the Watertown team, Emily Durr. All right, last but not least, with 6 years on the team, Hannah Eldridge. All right, everybody put your hands together and say congratulations to the senior class of 2025.
It's pretty amazing when you look at how many combined years these athletes have put in to YMCA swimming. We're so proud of all of them. Tonight we're going to be awarding the Scholar Athlete Award. This award was made possible by Y swim teams from across the state. This award to one female and one male recognizes their academic achievement, their dedication to the sport of swimming, and their demonstration of the YMCA core values: caring, respect, honesty, and responsibility. The 2025 awards go to, from the Rye Wave Riders, Megan Tiedemann. Come on down, Megan.
Okay, welcome to Webster Aquatic Center, home of the New York State Y Swimming and Diving Championships. Tonight is the finals for 11 and older swimmers. We have many events today, the first of which is the girls 11 to 12 200-yard individual medley. These are finals, which means the times that these athletes are seated with was what they swam this morning. Here at Webster Aquatic Center, there is a 10-lane pool. There's a total of 16 finalists in each event. Lanes 1 and 9 will not be occupied, so we'll be swimming in the middle of the pool. Our first event is the girls 11 to 12 200-yard individual medley. 2 laps of each stroke, starting with butterfly, followed by backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. First up is our consolation final. Let's check in for our consolation finalist. In lane 2, we have Finley Shane. Lane 3, Caitlin Reinhardt. Lane 4, Constance Lynn. Let's pause for our national anthem. Rendition of the national anthem, and we are ready to get underway. Girls 11 to 12 200-yard individual medley. We've covered our first 3 swimmers. In lane 4 is Constance Lynn. Lane 5, our top seed in the consolation final, Alicia Espana. Lane 6, Evelyn Stormwell. Lane 7, Bella Romar. Lane 8, Avanya Ulola. And lane 9, Kat Lada. The top seed in this heat is Alicia Espana of Flushing YMCA. This morning she qualified with a time of 2:42.50. She is located in lane 5. 2 laps of each stroke, butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle. Slightly over 3 seconds separates this entire field of 8 swimmers in the consolation final. YMCA States here in Webster Aquatic Center, Webster, New York. First heat is on the block, and they are off. There's many ebbs and flows in this event, as swimmers could have different strengths and weaknesses in their strokes. The 200-yard individual medley is one of the events that showcases a versatile swimmer. We'll check in on our split board here as the swimmers enter their first 50 and wrap up the butterfly portion. Your leader is in lane 6, Evelyn Stowell from Auburn YMCA. She's out in a time of 33. Through 1 lap of backstroke, Evelyn's maintaining her lead. But the pack is coming together. As you can see, there are these ebbs and flows in this event, as different swimmers have different strengths. Evelyn's going to touch our wall first, though. Halfway through the 200-yard individual medley, her split through 100 yards is 113.86. Now on to the breaststroke. Field is beginning to level off here after one full lap of breaststroke here. In the morning, your top qualifier in this event was 242.50. Looks like we're going to have a new leader after breaststroke in lane 5, Alicia, also from Flushing YMCA. Indeed, Alicia is the first one to touch the wall. Just a 50-yard sprint left. The race is taking place right in the middle of the pool there between lanes 5 and 6, your top 2 qualifiers in the consolation final. In the freestyle, it does look like Alicia's pulling away gently from Evelyn Stowell. Your winner, indeed, is Alicia Ospina of Flushing YMCA, bettering her morning time of 242.50, touching the wall first in the consolation final with a time of 239.40, followed by Evelyn Stowell of Auburn YMCA, also with a 239.52. As the music plays on the speakers here, we get to introduce our finalists in the girls 11 to 12 200-yard individual medley. In lane 2, Jayliana Chase of Oneonta. Lane 3, Juliana Arnold of Saratoga. Lane 4, Sophia Alonso of Saratoga. Lane 5, Heidi Rizzo of East Hampton. Lane 6, Avian O'Shea of East Hampton. Lane 7, Reagan Portras of East Hampton. Lane 8, Evelyn Rizzo of East Hampton. And in lane 9, Danielle Fagat of Flushing YMCA. Your top qualifier in the morning was Heidi Rizzo of YMCA of East Hampton with a time of 224.29, followed by her teammate Avian O'Shea with a time of 226.28. First is Butterfly for these 11 to 12-year-old girls, looking to be crowned the New York State champion in YMCA swimming 200-yard individual medley for girls 11 or 12. Your leader after the 50 fly is Heidi Rizzo, narrowly over Avian O'Shea, 31.9 to 32.0. Backstroke leg for our finalists now. Heidi is putting some distance on the field in this backstroke leg. She's likely to have the best 50 backstroke split of the field, with a 35.37. Indeed she is. She's holding about almost a second lead over the field. As we transition into breaststroke here, Heidi is holding on to her lead. True display of versatility here. Heidi is going to have one of the fastest splits in what looks like most of the strokes here, as she is putting some distance on her competition in this breaststroke leg as well. Here she splits a 43.4. Yeah, putting some distance on it, each of her competitors here, as she finishes up in the freestyle portion of the 200-yard individual medley. She looks to hold a lead almost throughout this entire race. Final stretch, it looks to be all Heidi Rizzo. 12-year-old swimmer from YMCA of East Hampton. Morning swim was 2:24.29, and she betters that time here, winning the New York State Championship in YMCA 200-yard individual medley for girls 11 to 12. Her time, 2:23.19. Followed by Avianne O'Shea, and in third place, Sophia Alonso. 2:26 for Avianne, and 2:31.44 for Sophia Alonso. Okay, it's the boys' turn now. Boys 11 to 12, 200-yard individual medley. The Constellation final. Lane 2, Evan Wilson. Lane 3, Isaac Prada. Lane 4, Shantoro Hori. Lane 5, Mateo Rodriguez Villa of Huntington YMCA Bluefish, your top seed, with a morning swim of 2:33.04. Lane 6, Formosa Lou. Lane 7, Huck Snyder. Lane 8, Maximilian Adams. And in lane 9, Wyatt Fisher. 200-yard individual medley. Your leader after the fly leg is in lane 6. For Masu Liu of Flushing YMCA, his morning time was 2:35.20. Qualifying 10th overall. Through the backstroke leg here, it looks like Formasu is maintaining his lead. Things are being put together in the field, though. Formasu is the first one to touch after backstroke, a 39.7, followed by Mateo, who had a 38.7 backstroke split. We have Mateo in lane 5 making a move here on the breaststroke. Like I said, there could be many ebbs and flows in this. Certain swimmers have different strengths. And it looks like Mateo is, in fact, a strong breaststroker as he is putting distance on the rest of the field here from lane 5. Your morning's top qualifier with a time of 2:33.04. Mateo takes the lead from the rest of the field there with a split of 40.79. Next fastest so far is 44.92. Tremendous length from Mateo, which could win him the consolation final in the boys 200-yard individual medley, ages 11 and 12. Mateo continues to look strong in his freestyle leg. Open water is in front of him as he looks to win this going home. Indeed he does, and betters his morning time in the process with a time of 2:32.06. Huck Snyder behind him in second with a time of 2:36.10, and Shantoro Hori from Oneonta Family YMCA in third place. Next up is the championship final for boys 11 to 12, 200-yard individual medley. The boys walk across the bulkhead to take their lane assignments. Let's go through them now. In lane 2, we have Dimitro Picano. Lane 3, Erdem Lukamayansky. Lane 4, Raylan Mayberry, your top qualifier. In lane 5, from Flushing YMCA, is Aiden Shao with a morning time of 2:16.20. Lane 6, Joshua Fan. Lane 7, Maxwell Hong. Lane 8, Michael Coquino. And in lane 9, Carson Murray. Again, the top seed is Aiden Shao in lane 5 from Flushing YMCA. His morning time was a 2:16.20, a solid 3 seconds ahead of his competition, with Joshua Fan qualifying second with a time of 2:19.43. Let's see if Aiden Shao can be crowned YMCA New York State champion in the 200-yard individual medley, or if one of his other competitors can usurp him. After the fly, we have a close race in the middle of the pool. First to touch the wall is, in fact, Aiden, but Joshua Fan and Raylan Mayberry joined him in going under 30 seconds in the fly. All of those swimmers were at the 29 mark. Through backstroke, Aiden does seem to be putting some distance on his competitors there. He seemingly will be the first to touch the wall, entering breaststroke. Aiden Shao does touch first with a backstroke split of 33.0. That's where he put distance on his competitors. He was over 2 seconds ahead of his next fastest, Raylan, in that backstroke length. Aiden appears to be a strong breaststroker as well, as he is putting even more distance between him and his competition in this breaststroke length. Let's check in on his split time here as he touches the wall with a lead through all 3 lengths so far, looking to make it a perfect 4 for 4. 39.39 split. Once again, the fastest split in the pool was from Aiden. Raylan in lane 4 from the Huntington YMCA Bluefish is just behind Aiden, looking to make a push here. But he is going to run out of pool, as Aiden is going to win this one running away and be crowned the YMCA New York State champion in the 200-yard individual medley, bettering his time from the morning with a 2:13.15, followed by Joshua Fan in lane 6. His time 2:17.07, and rounding out the podium is Raylan Mayberry in lane 4 of Huntington YMCA with a time of 2:21.44. But your New York State champion in the 200-yard individual medley, boys 11 to 12 YMCA, is Aiden Shao of Flushing YMCA. Now it's back to the girls. This time it's the 13 to 14 age group. 200-yard individual medley, event 3. In heat 1, lane 2, Lucy Knight. Lane 3, Molly Grande. Lane 4, Charlotte Stratton. Your top qualifier in the consolation final is Mia Milazzo of YMCA of East Hampton. Her morning time was a 2:33.64. Lane 6 is Kate Freer. Lane 7, Jillian Ryman. Lane 8, Chelsea Guan. And in lane 9, Isabella Gervase. After your butterfly, Molly Grande holds a narrow lead over Jillian Regman. Molly Grande of YMCA of East Hampton qualified in the morning with a time of 2:37.37. Let's see if our leaders change after the backstroke. It's tight, but it does look like Molly Grande does have a narrow lead still as we head into our backstroke touch. Swimmers do have to touch the wall with their hand first before transitioning into breaststroke. Right now your leader is still Molly, but it is tight. As we move into our breaststroke leg, we look to see if anybody can gain an advantage during these 2 laps of breaststroke. The lead looks to have now shifted into lane 5. Mia Milazzo of YMCA of East Hampton. Her time in the morning, 2:33.64. Qualified her 9th place and earned her the 5th lane, lane 5, here in the consolation finals. She is going to touch with the lead with just 2 laps to go. That was a 47.5, but quite a nice split there by Chelsea Guan in lane 8 with a 44.7, fastest split in the field. Mia is holding on to a lead into that last lap of freestyle. Let's see if she could bring it home. Followed behind her in lane 4 is Charlotte Stratton of Huntington YMCA. But it will be Mia. Mia Milazzo, your consolation champion in the 200-yard individual medley for girls, 13-14. She bettered her morning time with a 32.06 after qualifying with a 2:32.64. Second place was Charlotte Stratton, 2:34.57. Now we welcome our championship final across the bulkhead. One of the most fun thing about this meet is that if you qualify in first place for this, you get to choose your walkout music. So these girls that have qualified first and boys that have qualified first, they get to choose what they hear before their swim starts. Let's check in on our championship final for the girls, 13-14, 200-yard individual medley. From Rye, in lane 2, Quinn Boyle. From Huntington, in lane 3, Mia Kui. From Huntington, lane 4, Lauren Reed. Your top qualifier from Oneonta, Adela Cohen. Her time of 2:26.90 earned her the top spot. From Huntington, lane 6, Lily Riley. From Auburn, Kylie Johnson, lane 7. From Glow Riptide, lane 8, Kiera Sidari. And in lane 9, from Cross Island YMCA, Savelle Cruz. Morning's top qualifier was Adela Cohen of Oneonta Family YMCA. Her time of 2:26.50 earned her lane 5 in the championship final. Swimmers wrapping up the fly portion of it. Your first one to touch the wall with a time of 29.36 is Lily Riley from Huntington YMCA. She narrowly missed the top spot in qualifying this morning. Her time was 2:27.01. 2:26.90 was the top mark. So Lily was right there this morning. On the backstroke leg, it does look like Adela of Oneonta is putting some space between her and her competition. She will be the first to touch the wall after the backstroke leg of the 200-yard individual medley, a 36.09 for her. Halfway through the 200-yard individual medley, we're on to breaststroke. Their first 100 yards are done. And the middle of the pool is really tightening up in this. Hard to tell who will be touching first after 125 yards. But it does look like in lane 3, Mia Kui of Huntington YMCA, who had a 2:27.74 in the morning today, has taken a hold of this lead. She will be touching first after breaststroke. Let's find out what her split is. 42.62. All of the rest of the field was 45s or higher. That is what separated Mia right there. Can she hold on to this lead in the freestyle leg? Through 175 yards, she is the first to touch the wall. Ten yards left. Can she hold on? I'm not sure. All right, it is Adela who slips right in there for the top spot. Mia fell to third Lauren Reed of Huntington was second with a time of 2:28.41. But your champion with a time of 2:27.78 from Oneonta Family YMCA, it's Adela Cohen. The girls 13 to 14, 200-yard individual medley YMCA New York State champion. Now it's the 13, 14-year-old boys' turn. The consolation final. In lane 2, Daniel Johnson. Lane 3, Robert Harrington. Lane 4, Tyler Dansker. Top qualifier in the consolation final, Owen McCaw of Huntington. Lane 6, Nicholas Conquinto. Lane 8, Austin Yang. Lane 7, Austin Yang. Lane 8, Adam Harrington. And in lane 9, Jude Palmer. Leader after the fly is Tyler Dansker in lane 4 of Cross Island YMCA. It looks like after only 1 lap and a half of backstroke, lane 5, Owen McGaw, has obtained a lead in this 200-yard individual medley. Owen indeed touches first. His split was 36.07. The fastest backstroke split, however, was Austin Yang in lane 7. Austin's time in the morning was 2:24.92. Top qualifier overall with a time of 2:22.91 this morning was Owen McGaw. As we watch breaststroke leg of the 200-yard individual medley, it looks like Owen is obtaining a small lead over Austin. We'll see who touches first, though. Nope, it is Austin. Oh, pardon me, that's Adam Harrington. Great split of 41.29. Adam Harrington, lane 8. With 1 lap of freestyle left to go, touches the wall first. See if he could hold on for this consolation final victory. There's a big push from the middle of the pool, though. Adam is going to hold on. Adam Harrington from Shotland YMCA Sharks is your consolation final champion with a time of 2:20.90, followed by Owen McGaw and Tyler Dansker. Their times 2:22.73 and 2:22.82, respectively. Now we have our championship final in the 200-yard individual medley. In lane 2, from YMCA of East Hampton, Sebastien Lechartier. In lane 3, from East Hampton, Aiden Menu. In lane 4, from Huntington, Milo Marrero. Your top qualifier from Flushing, Eric Q. His time of 2:05.08 was top. In lane 6, from Oneida, Charlie Martin. In lane 7, from Saratoga, Preston Arnold. In lane 8, from Auburn, Quinn Didio. And in lane 9, from Flushing, Peter Shim. Okay, fly first. Middle of the pool looks very tight in there. Difficult to decide who has an advantage. We are going to check the board here in just a second to see who touches first. Preston Arnold, 26.84 of Saratoga YMCA. His time in the morning was 2:15.03. As we transition into backstroke here, after 1 leg of backstroke, the lead now lies in lane 5, Eric Q of Flushing YMCA. He was the top qualifier this morning with a time of 2:05.08. He'll be touching the wall first here. His split of 30.51 was best in backstroke. Halfway through our race here, Eric is your leader, followed by Charlie Martin of Oneida. Charlie Martin in the morning had a time of 2:06.82. Narrowly behind Eric. But in this breaststroke leg, Eric is putting some distance on his competitors. Second place now lies in lane 4, Milo Marrero of Huntington. In the morning, he went 2:06.98. And that's a lead for Eric. Just has to hold on here as he's put about a body length and a half on his competitors here to finish up the IM. With just 10 yards to go, Eric Q is going to be your New York State YMCA 13-14 boys 200-yard individual medley champion. Eric Q of Flushing YMCA. His time of 2:04.12 bettered his morning swim of 2:05.0. Congratulations to Eric. All right, we're sticking with the individual medley theme here as the girls 15 to 18-year-olds are up next. First is the consolation final. In lane 2, McKenna Durr. Lane 3, Finley Nye. Lane 4, Emmy McKinney. Your top qualifier in the consolation final, Liliana Joy Romar of Watertown. Her time of 2:26.00 earned her the middle lane for this consolation final. Lane 6, Harper McCarthy. Lane 7, Wang Jilin. Lane 8, Isla Fleischman. And in lane 9, Abby Wilson. First to touch the wall after butterfly from Watertown was McKenna Durr. McKenna this morning swam a 2:32.92. Pretty level field here after backstroke. Tough to determine who touched the wall first after the first length of backstroke. However, we do seem to have an emerging lead from lane 6. Lane 6 is Harper McCarthy from the Saratoga Regional YMCA. Harper is going to touch first after backstroke. She has a lead halfway through the race. Her split was 36.88 in backstroke, best in the field. Here comes breaststroke. Harper's looking strong in this too from lane 6. After one length of breaststroke, she has touched the wall first. Harper is from Saratoga. This morning, she swam a 2:26.46. She qualified 10th this morning. Did open up a nice lead there in the breaststroke length. 39.99 split on that. Let's see if she's best in the field. Yes. Did put a significant margin on that and really separated herself. She's opened up almost 2 body lengths of a lead with just 1 lap to go. It seems like Harper's victory in this consolation final is inevitable. She even looks to be putting a little bit more space on her competition here. 2:26.46 this morning and a 2:21.96 now. Massive improvement from Harper McCarthy. Consolation final winner from Saratoga YMCA. Second place from Watertown was Liliana Joy Romar. Her time is 2:29.60, followed by Isla Fleischman of the Manta Rays. Her time of 2:29.62. Next up is our championship final for the girls 15 to 18 200-yard individual medley. I should note that the YMCA national qualifying time for this event is 2:10.59. In lane 2 from Saratoga, Ella Nachman. Lane 3 from Saratoga, Saturn Kogan. Lane 4 from Scotland YMCA Sharks, Daniela Makuch. Your top qualifier in lane 5 from the YMCA of East Hampton, Elizabeth Daniels. Her time of 2:15.58 was tops this morning. In lane 6 from Huntington, Maria Petkovitz. In lane 7 from Saratoga, Annie Chen. In lane 8 from Huntington, Claire Tenkman. And in lane 9, Ava Castillo of YMCA of East Hampton. Okay, finalists are in the water. Top qualifying time was 1:15.58. That's Elizabeth Daniels from YMCA of East Hampton. Let's check in who our leader is after the fly length. Out there in lane 9, Ava Castillo with a split of 28.7, followed narrowly by Maria Petkovitz with a 28.8. As we go into backstroke, leads change and shift. Let's see. Strong backstroke leg from lane 5, top qualifier, Elizabeth Daniels. Appears as though she's going to touch first. First to touch the wall was Maria Petkovitz. This is a tight race, though. Only a half second behind is Elizabeth Daniels. See if there's any changes in the lead during this breaststroke. First one to touch the wall is your top qualifier, Elizabeth Daniels. Our biggest question here is, can Elizabeth get under that YMCA Nationals cut? With a strong breaststroke lead leg here, Elizabeth Daniels has created quite a large lead for herself with just 2 laps of freestyle to go, followed closely by Maria. Elizabeth takes her lead into the final length, freestyle. With just 10 yards left, Elizabeth is going to take home the crown for the girls 15 to 18 YMCA New York State Championship. Her time of 2:14.50 has her crowned the champion, followed by Maria of Huntington. Maria Petkovitz, her time 2:17.76. And in third place, lane 4 from the Shotland YMCA Sharks is Daniela Makuch. All right. Last 200-yard individual medley. This time it's the boys, 15 to 18. This is the consolation final. In lane 2, Adam Mosa. Lane 3, Sage Starks. Lane 4, Andrew Chen. Your top qualifier in the consolation final is Aiden Caples of Fulton YMCA. His time of 2:09.72 was tops amongst the consolation finals. Lane 6, Owen Reynolds. Lane 7, William Straub. Lane 8, Hugh Chan. And lane 9, Alexander Madaladana. Fly is in the books. There are a few leaders close together. Fastest fly split was located in lane 9. Alexander Madelana. Let's check in to see who touches the wall first after backstroke. It's Aiden Caples, lane 5, top qualifier of Fulton YMCA. His morning time was 2:09.72. As we transition into breaststroke here, we have a tight race on our hands. The lead looks to still be in lane 5, Aiden Caples of Fulton. Aiden's touching the wall first here as we transition into our final 2 laps. Both of these freestyle. Aiden's split was 37.22. William Straub in lane 7 of the Shotland YMCA had a 36.95 split. Let's see if William can use that to close the gap here. Lane 4 is having a strong freestyle swim, but Aiden Caples looks to have a lead heading into the final few strokes here. Indeed, it is Aiden. Aiden Caples of the Fulton YMCA bettering his morning time with a time of 2:07.53. Aiden Caples wins the consolation final, followed by Andrew Chen of Saratoga, and in third place, William Straub of the Shotland YMCA. Here are your finalists for the 200-yard individual medley, boys 15 to 18 years old. The YMCA national qualifying time for this event is 1:57.79. In lane 2 from Fulton, Braden Ledoux. Lane 3, Jesu Gredyasa from YMCA of East Hampton. Lane 4, Nicholas Chavez from East Hampton. Top qualifier from Huntington, Adam Jakuch. His time of 2:03.41 was tops this morning. Lane 6, from East Hampton, Miles Menu. Lane 7 from Huntington, Jason Wang. Lane 8 from Huntington, Chris Jakuch. And in lane 9 from Cross Island, Sam Dwyer. Top time in this event this morning was 2:03.41, followed very closely with a 2:03.46. Those times were registered from Adam and Miles, respectively, in lanes 5 and 6. So with a tight prelims, be interesting to see who can take this state championship in the boys 15 to 18 200-yard individual medley. Butterfly is first, and your leader after Butterfly is going to be Adam in lane 5, top qualifier. 25.12 going out. Adam is maintaining that lead through backstroke as well. He is, in fact, the first one to touch. His split in backstroke was 30.28. That's the fastest there as well. So Adam has won the first 2 lengths of this 200-yard individual medley, New York State Championship here at the Webster Aquatic Center. Adam, again, is creating more space in the breaststroke leg of this. Looks like a strong swim for him. We'll check in on Adam's split here. 33.84. His split through 3 lengths is 129.24. Once again, Adam does have by far the fastest split in that breaststroke. He's got a couple body length lead as he's looking to finish up what he started here by qualifying first and now taking first in the boys 15 to 18 200-yard individual medley. Only question is, can he qualify for nationals? Just short, 158.32. Narrowly missing that 157.79 in the Y Nationals cut, but your New York State champion in the 200-yard individual medley, boys 15 to 18 YMCA, is Adam Jakuch of Huntington YMCA. Second place, Miles Menu, 2:03.81. And rounding out the podium is Jason Wang of Huntington. All right, now we're getting short and sweet here. This is 50-yard freestyle. Girls 11 to 12, consolation final. Lane 2, Agatha. Lane 3, Vivian. Lane 4, Emma. Top qualifier was Maggie Williams in the consolation final of Norwich YMCA. Lane 6, Elise. Lane 7, Sophia. Lane 8, Jaliana. And lane 9, Kat. But your winner hails from lane 4. That is Emma Sumaya of the Manta Rays. Her time, 27.93, wins the consolation final. Next up, it's your championship final. Girls 11 to 12, 15-yard freestyle, 50-yard freestyle. Let's run through our championship finalists. In lane 2 from Saratoga, Juliana Arnold. Lane 3 from Flushing, Alexa Henriquez. Lane 4 from Saratoga, Alaya Karstens. Top qualifier from East Hampton, Avian O'Shea. Her time was 27.16 this morning. Lane 6 from Watertown, Aliana Velez. Lane 7 from East Hampton, Reagan Potras. Lane 8 from Auburn, Evelyn Stowell. And in lane 9 from Flushing, Ivana Ula. Top qualifying time this morning was 27.16. That was turned in by Avian O'Shea of YMCA of East Hampton. Which one of these 11 to 12-year-old girls will be declared the YMCA New York State champion in the 50-yard freestyle? They're off the block. Looks like Avian in lane 5 is the first to have her feet touch the wall. Ten yards left, and she does look strong. Avian is your winner there. Time of 27.18. She is the New York State champion in the 50-yard freestyle. Next up, it's the boys 11 to 12 50-yard freestyle. Consolation finalists. Lane 2, Jack. Lane 3, Jeremy. Lane 4, Henry. Top qualifier in the consolation final, Connor from Auburn YMCA with a time of 27.97. Lane 6, Mason. Lane 7, Cooper. Lane 8, Huck. And in lane 9, Owen. They're off the blocks. 27.97 is your top qualifier. That's Connor Ordzwowski of Auburn. He's in lane 5. Tough to see who's really gained the lead in this. We'll have to come down to the actual touch, and it goes to Connor. Connor Odrowski of Auburn. His time of 27.94 wins the consolation final, boys 11 to 12, 50-yard freestyle. Next up, we have the championship final. Boys 11 to 12, 50-yard freestyle. Our finalists in lane 2 from the Glow Riptide, Robert Hoffman. In lane 3 from Flushing, Maxwell Hong. Lane 4 from the Shotland YMCA, Joshua Fan. Top qualifier from Flushing, Aiden Shao. His time of 24.29 earned him the top spot. Lane 6 from Watertown, Erdem Luko Mayansky. Lane 7 from Auburn, Dimitro Picano. Lane 8 from Fulton, Carson Murray. And in lane 9 from Huntington, Mateo Rodriguez Villa. There was some good space between Aiden Shao, your top qualifier with a 24.29, and his competition. The next best time past that was 26.97. So I'm not sure if anybody can touch Aiden in this. We will have to see. 2 laps to decide who is the boys 11 to 12 New York State YMCA champion in the 50-yard freestyle. Nice underwater there by Aiden. It does look like he does have the lead pretty well ahead of his competition here at his morning 24.2. Can he get past that? Yeah, he does. 24.43 for Aiden. Nice time by him. He is your New York State champion in the boys YMCA 11 to 12 50-yard freestyle. Aiden Shao of Flushing. Second place was Joshua Fan. This brings us to the girls. 13 to 14 50-yard freestyle. First up is the consolation final. Lane 2, Madeline. Lane 3, Ella. Lane 4, Quinn. Your top qualifier in lane 5, Quinn Yorsey of Auburn, 26.93. Lane 6, Kiera. Lane 7, Lily. Lane 8, Sydney. And in lane 9, Amelia. Tight group here. We're going to have to go to the board to see who wins this. Tough to determine from the naked eye. It is Kiera from lane 6. Kiera Sidari of the Glow Riptide. Her time of 26.81 takes the consolation final. Girls 13 to 14 50-yard freestyle. Here come your finalists across the bulkhead. In lane 2, from Rye, we have Quinn Boyle. In lane 3, from Cross Island, we have Lila Dolan. Lane 4, from East Hampton, Vanessa Rizzo. Top qualifier from Watertown, Molly Dickinson. Her time of 25.36, qualified first this morning. Lane 6, from Auburn, Naya Bates. Lane 7, from Rye, Niam Armstrong. Lane 8, from Auburn, Kylie Johnson. And in lane 9, from Glow Riptide, is Tori Davis. Top time is 25.36. The YMCA national qualifying time is 24.69. The 13 to 14-year-old ladies are off the block. They're going to sort out who becomes the YMCA 13 to 14-year-old 50-yard freestyle girls champion. Again, another tight heat. Impossible to determine who has that lead. However, lane 5 is looking strong. Lane 5 is your top qualifier, Molly Dickinson. She is your winner with a time of 25.06 from Watertown, Molly Dickinson. Followed by lane 4, Vanessa Rizzo of East Hampton, and Naya Bates in third from Auburn. Okay, it's the 13 to 14-year-old boys' turn at the 50-yard freestyle. Consolation final, first up, lane 2, Tyler. Lane 3, Quinn. Lane 4, Sebastian. Top qualifier in the consolation final, from East Hampton, time of 24.82, Aiden Menu. Lane 6, Maximilian. Lane 7, Daniel Smith. Lane 8, Magnus Loesch. And in lane 9, Owen McGaw. Looks like we're missing Tyler here. They're going to hold this race up for him for just a moment. Hopefully he's able to make his way over there. Need some goggles and caps. I see Tyler on the move. Okay, lane 2, that's Tyler. He's reached the block. We will get these swimmers up on the block in just a second here, and off we will go. Okay, they are off on the blocks. Consolation final, boys 13 to 14-year-old, 50-yard freestyle. Top qualifier this morning was Aiden Menu, the time of 24.82 of YMCA of East Hampton. First one to touch the wall is Quinn Dido of Auburn, time of 24.56. 57, pardon me. Ironically enough, Tyler Dansker, late to the blocks, was second place, improving his morning time of 25.06 all the way to 24.60. Now we have our championship final. 50-yard freestyle, boys 13 to 14 years. In lane 2, from the Shotland YMCA, Robert Harrington. In lane 3, from Independent Health, Andreas McLean. Lane 4, from Oneida, Charlie Martin. Your top qualifier from Flushing, time of 22.93 this morning, John Pan. Lane 6 from Saratoga, Preston Arnold. Lane 7 from Flushing, Eric Q. Lane 8 from Shotland YMCA, Henry Higley. And in lane 9 from Auburn, Lucas Jensen. One of our competitors here was under the 23-second barrier, time of 22.93. That's John Pan from Flushing in lane 5. The YMCA national qualifying time for this event is 22.09. John has a lead here in lane 5. Looking strong to close this out, and he's in at 22.45. He is your boys 13 to 14 YMCA New York State champion from Flushing, John Pan, with a time of 22.45. Preston Arnold followed him, 23.02. And in third place, Andreas McLean from Independent Health, his time 23.98. Okay, we're on to the girls, 15 to 18. First up is the consolation final, 50-yard freestyle. Lane 2, Maddie. Lane 3, McKenna. Lane 4, Megan. Top qualifier from Sand Sailfish, Ava Tyler with a time of 26.68. Lane 6, Luna. Lane 7, Willow. Lane 8, Harlow. And in lane 9, Leah. Let's see who will take the consolation final, 50-yard freestyle. Touching first with a time of 26.02 in lane 6, Luna Kramer from the Manta Rays, bettering her morning time of 26.69. Now we have our championship final. Girls 15 to 18, 50-yard freestyle. In lane 2, from East Hampton, Elizabeth Daniels. Lane 3, from Oneonta, Peyton Gregory. Lane 4, from Fulton, Maddie Ames. Lane 5, already achieving a Y National qualifying time this morning, your top qualifier from East Hampton, Daisy Pitches. Lane 6, from Cortland, Shelly Yang. Lane 7, from Huntington, Caitlin Lopez. Lane 8, from Huntington, Maria Petrogovitz. In lane 9, from Huntington, Claire Tankman. So we already have one swimmer that has qualified for Y Nationals. Qualifying second this morning was Shelly Yang. Her time was 25.13. So she could get to that barrier as well, but we're already sending Daisy to YMCA Nationals with her morning swim time of 24.53. Can she make it not only a national qualifying time, but a state championship in girls 15 to 18 50-yard freestyle? Things are close between the competitors here, but that was a great wall by Daisy. Daisy does look to have a lead in the final stretch of this 50-yard freestyle. Can she better her time from the morning? She does. It's a 24.24. She is your New York State champion in the girls 50-yard freestyle here at Webster Aquatic Center. Second place was Shelly Yang from Cortland. She broke through the 25-second barrier with a time of 24.91. This means our boys 15 to 18 are up next, 50-yard freestyle. The consolation final is on the block. Lane 2 is Keegan. Lane 3 is Oscar. Lane 4, Nicholas. Lane 5, top qualifier from Huntington with a time of 22.99, Parker Eisner. Lane 6, Miles. Lane 7, Jesku. Lane 8, Patrick. And in lane 9, Colin. It's tight in the middle of the pool here, but your winner is from lane 5, Parker Eisner of the Huntington YMCA Bluefish. Time of 22.74. He is your consolation finals champion. Here are the finalists. Your championship final for the boys, 15 to 18, 50-yard freestyle. In lane 2 from Cross Island, Noah Lormill. Lane 3 from Oneida, Andon Martins. Lane 4 from Shotland, Michael Cush. Your top qualifier from Fulton with a time of 21.64, a Y National qualifying time, Logan Ames. Lane 6 from Shotland, Billy Sanderson. Lane 7 from Huntington, Jason Wang. Lane 8 from Huntington, Adam Jakuch. And in lane 9, Grady Gaudette from Oneida. In the morning, Logan Ames qualified for Y Nationals with a time of 21.64. The qualifying time is 22.09. There are a few other competitors that are close to that, both Billy Sanderson and Michael Cush in lanes 6 and 4 were 22.2 this morning. See if they could get under that barrier. Logan does appear to have the lead. Wondering if he could better his time from this morning. All right, as they come in, Logan Ames is your YMCA boys 15 to 18 50-yard freestyle state champion with a time of 21.61, followed by Billy Sanderson with a time of 22.12, and in third place from in lane 7, Jason Wang of the Huntington Bluefish, 22.20. Next up is event 21, the girls 11 to 12 50-yard backstroke. Your consolation final. In lane 2, Ella Karstens. Lane 3, Charlotte Robb. Lane 4, Jaliana Chase. Lane 5, Ava Cox, top qualifier from Huntington with a time of 34.47. In lane 7, Liliana Bellamy. In lane 8, Yeben G. And in lane 9, Emma Sumaya. Top qualifier this morning for the consolation final was Ava Cox of Huntington. Her time was 34.47 in this 50-yard backstroke. Touching first, all the way out there in lane 9 is Emma Sumaya. Emma Sumaya of the Manta Rays. Shaving off about a second and a half from her morning swim of 34.91. That's a 33.41 for Emma to win the consolation final 50-yard backstroke for girls 11 to 12. Here are our championship finalists. In lane 2 from Flushing, Mackenzie Lee. In lane 3 from Saratoga, Sophia Alonso. In lane 4 from East Hampton, Reagan Poitras. Your top qualifier from East Hampton with a time of 30.71, Heidi Rizzo. In lane 6, Avienne O'Shea from East Hampton. Lane 7 from Auburn, Evelyn Stowell. Lane 8 from Watertown, Philly Weir. And in lane 9 from East Hampton, Evelyn Rizzo. Your championship finalists, 50-yard backstroke, girls 11 to 12. Heidi Rizzo has a relative lead from this morning over the rest of her competition. Her time of 30.71 was followed in second place by Avienne O'Shea with a time of 32.40. Taking just a second here to fix one of our blocks. All right. Your finalists are in the water. Girls 11 to 12, 50-yard backstroke. All right. And off they go. There and back, 50 yards of backstroke to determine the New York State champion in the YMCA girls 11 to 12, 50-yard backstroke. Heidi Rizzo was the fastest time this morning and does look to have a lead. With the final 10 yards left, she is establishing quite a lead, almost a full body length ahead of her competition. Her time of 30.57 is your champion, Heidi Rizzo of East Hampton. Followed by Avienne O'Shea, also of East Hampton, and in third place from Saratoga is Sophia Alonso. Next up, we have our boys, 11 to 12, 50-yard backstroke. Your consolation finals, lane 2, Declan Reen. Lane 3, Vidant Daiskiami. Lane 4, Sam Lee. Top qualifier from Glens Falls YMCA, the time of 34.30, Owen Johnson. Lane 6, Robert Hoffman. Lane 7, Evan Wilson. Lane 8, Holden Higley. And in lane 9, Thomas Pardee. Uh-oh, guys, we got somebody missing again. They're calling their name, having them report to the blocks. I see. Okay, so we do have a missing swimmer. So what's going to happen here is the first alternate, which is Owen Gu of Flushing YMCA with a time this morning of 37.00, is going to be eligible to swim this. Hopefully he's ready. Yep, I do see him coming across the bulkhead. So he just got himself an opportunity to swim when he didn't think he was going to be able to. Let's see how he responds. Owen is going to be located in lane 2. We'll give this a moment to get him sorted out there. There he goes. See him putting a hustle on it. There he goes, reporting to lane 2. And he will be taking over for Declan Reen of New Rochelle. So now in lane 2, we have Owen Gu. All right, consolation final, boys, 11 to 12, 50-yard backstroke. All right, the boys are in with their first alternate replacement. And off they go. The consolation final, boys, 11 to 12, 50-yard backstroke. Top qualifier is Owen Johnson this morning with a time of 34.30. He's located in lane 5. Tough to see who has a lead at this time. Very tight in the middle of the pool between lanes 4, 5, and 6. Might come down to the touch here. First one to the wall is Owen Johnson, 34.52, followed by Robert Hoffman, 33.98. And in third place, consolation final, we have Sam Lee of Flushing, the time of 34.45. Now it's on to the championship final for the boys, 11 to 12, 50-yard backstroke. In lane 2, from the Sands Sailfish, Cooper Cronk. In lane 3, from Flushing, for Musa Liu. In lane 4, from Flushing, Michael Kokinko. In lane 5, from Flushing, your top qualifier with a time of 28.31, Aiden Shao. In lane 6, from Huntington, Raylan Mayberry. In lane 7, from East Hampton, Mason Curry. In lane 8, from Fulton, Henry Becker. And in lane 9, from Flushing, Jeremy Lynn. Your top qualifier has created some space from the rest of his competition. Aiden Shao's morning time was 28.31, followed by Raylan in lane 6 at a 30.04. Swimmers are in the water, and they'll be sending them off to determine your boys 11 to 12 YMCA New York State champion in the 50-yard backstroke. Off they go. Let's see if anybody can catch up to Aiden here. In lane 5, he almost had a 2-second lead on everybody from the prelims here into finals. Aiden is establishing a bit of a lead here. And there he is, touching first, time of 27.96. Aiden Shao, the New York State boys, 11 to 12, 50 back YMCA champion. Followed by second place, Raylan Mayberry of Huntington. And in third, Michael Konkino of Flushing. Next up, the girls, 13 to 14, 100-yard backstroke. First is your consolation finalists. Should be noted that the YMCA national qualifying time for this event is 59.49. In lane 2, from Huntington, Olivia Charalambos. In lane 3, from Auburn, Amelia Kruger. Lane 4, from East Hampton, Maya Milazzo. Top qualifier in the consolation finals from Saratoga, Elina Hudson. In lane 6 from Oneida, Nora Russ. Lane 7 from Flushing, Chelsea Guan. Lane 8 from Cross Island, Lila Dolan. And in lane 9 from Huntington, Mia Q. Top qualifier in this had a time of 1:08.20 here in the consolation finals. That is Elina Hudson of Saratoga in lane 5, who does have the lead through the halfway point of this 100-yard backstroke. Three lengths done, and Elina does still have her lead, but it is very close. Lanes 4, 5, and 6 are all very tight with each other. And your winner in lane 4 from East Hampton is Maya Milazzo. Her time of 1:08.95. Okay, now we have our championship final for girls, 13 to 14, 100-yard backstroke. Our finalists: in lane 2 from Rye, Quinn Boyle. Lane 3 from Watertown, Molly Dickinson. Lane 4 from Glow Riptide, Tori Davis. Your top qualifier from Saratoga with a time of 1:01.20, Victoria Lill. Lane 6 from East Hampton, Vanessa Rizzo. Lane 7 from Huntington, Lauren Reed. Lane 8 from Manta Rays, Elissa Capilano Bazzo. And in lane 9 from East Hampton, Lucy Knight. It's tight between our top two qualifiers. Victoria Lill had a time of 1:01.20, followed by Vanessa Rizzo from East Hampton with a time of 1:02.01. So it could be tight in the middle of the pool there between those two competitors vying for the New York State Championship in girls YMCA 13 to 14 100-yard backstroke. Through the first 25, tough to determine who is leading. Lane 5 does seem to have emerged ahead. That is Victoria Lill of Saratoga. Let's see if she has a lead here after the first 50. She does. Best split on the board, 29.60. If she could bring this back in less than 30 seconds, she has a chance at making the YMCA National qualifying time. However, we have a push here from Vanessa Rizzo on this back 50. Victoria still maintains her lead, but not by much. Vanessa is making a charge. With less than 5 yards left, it's anybody's touch, and it is Vanessa who gets in there with a brilliant back 50. Vanessa Rizzo from East Hampton is your girls 13 to 14 YMCA state champion in the 100-yard backstroke. Her time of 1:00.89 takes it home, followed by Victoria Lill of Saratoga with a time of 1:01.07. Tori Davis comes in third to round out the podium. On to the boys, 13 to 14, 100-yard backstroke. Your consolation finalists in lane 2 from Scotland YMCA is Robert Harrington. Lane 3 from Flushing, Austin Yang. Lane 4 from Cross Island, Tyler Dansker. Lane 5, top qualifier in the consolation final, from Flushing, Peter Shim. His time of 1:05.07 earned him the top spot in this consolation final. Lane 6 from Saratoga, Thomas Guilfoyle. Lane 7 from Huntington, Owen McGaw. Lane 8 from Flushing, Nicholas Conquinco. And in lane 9 from Watertown, Luke Woods. Leader at the first 50 from lane 6, Thomas from Saratoga. His split of 30.66 has earned him the lead. Can he hold on to it in this back 50 to win the consolation final? Boys 13 to 14, 100-yard backstroke. It looks like Peter Shim of Flushing YMCA is going to maintain his top spot and touch first. Here he is, time of 102.56, followed by Thomas of Saratoga, 103.7, and Tyler takes home the third spot. From lane 4, Tyler Dansker of Cross Island, third place in the consolation finals. Now we have our finalist, boys, 13 to 14, 100-yard backstroke. From Auburn in lane 2, Nathaniel Swab. In lane 3, from Saratoga, Magnus Loesch. Lane 4, from Flushing, Eric Q. Lane 5, your top qualifier, from Oneida, with a time of 56.43, Charlie Martin. Lane 6, from Huntington, Milo Morero. Lane 7, from Shotland, Eli Belender. Lane 8, from Huntington, Franklin Vioca. And in lane 9, from Huntington, Maximilian Sokolowski. Top qualifier in this was Charlie Martin. His time was 56.43, followed closely by Milo Morero of Huntington with a time of 56.57. Also under the minute barrier this morning was Eric Q of Flushing. His time, 57.66. This is for the YMCA New York State Championship boys, 13 to 14, 100-yard backstroke. Off they go. This is tight, opening out the gates here. Charlie in lane 5 and Milo in lane 6 are very close. Y national qualifying time for this, 53.89. At the wall, Charlie is in at a 27.23, followed by Milo, 27.49. It's going to come down to the back half of this race to see who's declared the New York State champion in boys YMCA 13 to 14, 100-yard backstroke. Great turn there by Charlie. It is coming down to our main 3 swimmers. This one really will come down to the touch. I'm not sure who it's going to be. Milo slips right in there, just narrowly ahead of Charlie. Your New York State champion in the 100-yard backstroke is Milo Moreno of Huntington with a time of 56.32. Followed by Charlie Martin of Oneida, 56.61, and Eric Q of Flushing, 57.11. Now it's time for the girls 15 to 18 100-yard backstroke. First up is our consolation final. In lane 2 from Shotland, Avery Nelson. Lane 3 from Fulton, Finley Nye. Lane 4 from Saratoga, Saturn Kogan. Top qualifier in the 100-yard backstroke consolation final, Leah Haley with a time of 106.49. In lane 6 from Oneida, Maddie Feeney. Lane 7 from Cross Island, Wengxi Lin. Lane 8 from Rye, Jeannie Berry. And in lane 9 from Saratoga, June Coker. All right. Qualifying first in this morning was Leah Haley of Huntington. Her time was 106.49, followed closely by Maddie Feeney of Oneida with a time of 106.66. Those are the two girls in the center that have the lead over their competitors. It does look like Leah does have a narrow lead over Maddie. She is going to touch first here with a time of 104.89. That's Leah Haley of Huntington, who wins the consolation finals, girls 15 to 18, 100-yard backstroke. Next up, we have our championship final for the girls 100-yard backstroke, 15 to 18 years old. Let's meet our finalists. Lane 2 from Cortland, Shelly Yang. Lane 3 from Oneonta, Peyton Gregory. Lane 4 from Huntington, Caitlin Lopez. Lane 5, your top qualifier and a Y Nationals qualifier this morning from East Hampton, Daisy Pitches. Her time of 59.09 qualified her first and qualified her for Y Nationals. Lane 6 from Huntington, Maria Petkovitz. Lane 7 from Fulton, Claire Murray. Lane 8 from Fulton, Maddie Ames. And in lane 9 from Saratoga, Annie Chen. Y Nationals qualifying time in this is 59.04. Your second place qualifier from Huntington was Maria Petkovitz. Her time this morning was 101.69. Okay, here we have the 100-yard backstroke, girls 15 to 18. The winner of this will be crowned the YMCA New York State champion in the 100-yard backstroke. I wonder if anybody can hang with Daisy in this, your Y Nationals qualifier. Looks like she will have the lead. Entering the halfway point, the 50 yards, her split is 28.3. In second at the turn is Shelly Yang from Cortland. She had a 29.69. Those were the only two swimmers underneath the 30-second barrier at the 50. Daisy is establishing quite the lead, though. She looks to be in control and to be crowned the New York State champion in the girls 15 to 18 100-yard backstroke. She is. Here's the touch. 58.80, bettering her time from this morning. Second place is in lane 6. That's Maria. Her time of 102.01. And in third place is Shelly Yang from Cortland. Her time is 102.84. But with another YMCA national qualifying time, 58.80, your champion is Daisy Pitches of East Hampton. Next up is event 26. This is the boys 15 to 18 100-yard backstroke. YMCA national qualifying cut in this is 53.89. First up, we have our consolation final. In lane 2 from Watertown, Drew Weckar. In lane 3 from Saratoga, Andrew Chen. In lane 4 from the Sand Sailfish, it's William Maxfield. Top qualifier in the consolation heat from Huntington, Parker Eisner. His time of 56.50 earned him the top spot here. Lane 6 from Oneida, Aiden Martins. Lane 7 from Flushing, G. Wren. Lane 8 from Huntington, Oscar Sokolowski. And in lane 9 from Flushing, Thomas Kelly. Your leader at the first 50, which is very tight, is William Maxfield from Sands with a time of 58.57. Followed closely by Oscar Sokolowski with a 28.6. William Maxfield is maintaining his lead from lane 4, but it is anyone's game with really anybody from the middle of the pool on. This one might come down to the touch. Lane 4, William Maxfield is your consolation champion with a time of 59.11, followed by Parker Eisner and Andon Mertens. Freebirds playing on the speakers, and we have our boys 15 to 18 100-yard backstroke finalists entering their block. Our finalists in lane 2 from Cross Island, Noah Lormill. Lane 3 from Huntington, Chris Jakuch. Lane 4 from Fulton, Logan Ames. Lane 5, your top qualifier with a time of 56.03 from Huntington, Samuel Claren. Lane 6 from East Hampton, Liam Knight. Lane 7 from East Hampton, Nicholas Chavez. Lane 8 from Sands Sailfish is Zach Lincoln. And in lane 9 from Kingston is Keegan Burkhardt. These are your finalists for the boys 15 to 18 100-yard backstroke. Pretty tight heat. There are 5 swimmers that are under the 57 barrier here, all with 56s. Top seed is a 56.03 Samuel Claren from Huntington. And your national qualifying time for this event is 53.89. Okay, as expected, we have a tight heat here. Anyone's first at the wall is Liam Knight, 26.43. There are a few swimmers here in the 26 barrier. Final lap, it's still anyone. Lane 3, we have a charge here, but this one is going to come down to the touch, and it goes to, in lane 6, Liam Knight, followed by lane 7, Nicholas Chavez, and in third place, Chris Jakuch from Huntington. But your New York State YMCA champion in the boys 15 to 18 100-yard backstroke is Liam Knight of East Hampton. Next up, we have the girls, 11 to 12-year-old, 200-yard freestyle. 8 laps of the pool. Our consolation finalists are lane 2 from Huntington, Annie Dwyer. Lane 3 from Flushing, Alyssa Ospina. Lane 3 from Fulton, Reese Birchenow. Top qualifier in the consolation finals from Flushing, Alexa Henriquez. Lane 6 from Watertown, Bella Romar. Lane 7 from Saratoga, Tiffany Stoles. Lane 8 from Glens Falls, Katie Corlew. And in lane 9 from Clifton Springs, Ava Erb. Your top qualifier in this was Alexa Enriquez with a time of 2:22.48. Bella Romar joined her in the 2:22 club this morning from Watertown with a time of 2:22.93. Those are the swimmers in the middle of the pool. Through 100 yards, Alexa of Flushing has the lead. She took her 200 out in 106.15, followed by Bella Romar of Watertown, 106.99. Those are your leaders after 100 yards. After 125 yards, it does look like Bella has taken the lead from Alexa, but there's still a lot to swim, and this one is tight in the center of the pool. As they flip turn at the 150-yard mark, let's see who is in the lead. Bella is maintaining her lead that she had after the 125 mark. That was a 36.2 split for her. She's spacing out a little bit on Alexa, who split a 37 in that lap, in that length. Into the final turn, it's still so close. Tough to see who is winning. However, this is a very nice late charge by Alexa in this final lap, digging into what she has left, putting some space on the competition, and dropping a 2:18.30 to win the consolations. That is Alexa Enriquez of Flushing YMCA with a time of 2:18.30. Next up, we have our championship final. Girls 11-12, 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2, from Shotland YMCA, Kat Latta. In lane 3, from East Hampton, Evelyn Rizzo. In lane 4, from Auburn, Evelyn Stowell. Top qualifier from East Hampton with a time of 2:07.65, Heidi Rizzo. In lane 6, from Shotland, Vivian Tudhope. In lane 7, from Saratoga, Ella Karstens. In lane 8, from Auburn, Elise Rejman. And in lane 9, from Watertown, Elena Velez. There is some space between your top qualifier, Heidi Rizzo, and the second place qualifier here. Heidi Rizzo in lane 5 of East Hampton swam a 2:07.65 this morning. In second place was Vivian Tudhope of Shotland, and her time was 2:16.20. Safe to say Heidi is a favorite in this, but let's find out what happens when they swim. Heidi is out with the lead. First 50 split is 29.32. Heidi is opening up a pretty good lead on the field here. Reminder that she did qualify 9 seconds ahead of her nearest competitor. At the 100 mark, she split a 1:02.70. Second place at the 100 mark is Evelyn Stowell, 1:05.90, followed by Vivian Tudhope, and that is 1:06 for her. 125 yards, though, it still seems to be Heidi's race to lose. With 50 yards to go, let's check in on Heidi's third split, 33.39. Let's see what she has left to finish this off and earn herself the title as New York State champion for YMCA girls 200-yard freestyle, ages 11 through 12. This is the home stretch for Heidi. She has a dominating lead on the field. We just want to find out if she'd go faster than she did this morning. 2:07.83, just a little bit added onto her time. Second place is up for grabs. Who is it going to be? Evelyn Stowell comes in there at 2:15.95, followed by Vivian Tudhope, 2:16.14, rounding out your podium. But running away with it is Heidi Rizzo, time of 2:07.83. She is your girls YMCA 11-12 200-yard freestyle state champion. Next up, we have the boys. Boys 11-12 200-yard freestyle. First up, consolation final. Let's run through our consolation finalists. In lane 2, Owen Gu. Lane 3, Caleb Janish. In lane 4, Dylan Stefnak. Your top qualifier in the consolation final for Amoso Liu of Flushing, time of 2:20.46. Lane 6, Evan Wilson. Lane 7, Maximilian Adams. Lane 8, Matthew Ergot. And in lane 9, Owen Johnson. Okay, it appears that after 3 laps, lane 5 for Musa Liu of Flushing has a lead. Let's check in at his 100 split coming up here. At the 100, for Musa has his lead. He is out in 108.13. Followed closely by Evan Wilson of Auburn. Evan Wilson was our 10th place qualifier this morning. He swam a 222.41. For Musa maintains his lead through the first 3 50s. Evan Wilson is closing in on him though. He had a faster 50 split on that third 50. Can Evan overtake for Musa to win this consolation final? This is what it comes down to here. We're at our last lap and it is tight between for Musa and Evan. I think it is going to come down to the touch. Who could get their hand on that wall first? It is Evan Wilson of Auburn with a time of 2:21.02. He takes the boys 11-12 200-yard freestyle consolation finals, followed very closely by For Musa in his time of 2:21.24. Now we have our championship final for the boys 11-12 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2, from Auburn, we have Connor Ordrawalski. In lane 3 from Huntington, we have Mateo Rodriguez Villa. In lane 4 from Auburn, we have Demetro Picano. In lane 5, your top qualifier from Huntington, Raylan Mayberry. His time of 2:08.41 set the mark this morning. In lane 6 from Fulton, Carson Murray. In lane 7 from Flushing, Michael Conquico. In lane 8 from Fulton, Henry Becker. And in lane 9 from Shotland, Holden Higley. Second place qualifier in this was Carson Murray of Fulton. His time was 2:10.63 this morning behind Raylan Mayberry at 2:08.41. These 11, 12-year-old guys are going to sort this out in the pool to see who is crowned the YMCA New York State Champion in the 200-yard freestyle. Your leader after 150 is Raylan Mayberry with a time of 22.33. Let's follow along to see how the rest of his competitors respond to that lead. After 75 yards, Raylan does maintain his lead, and we also have an emerging competitor, Mateo Rodriguez Villa, in lane 3, catching up with the rest of the pack, who might flip at second place. He does, yes. Mateo is in second place after 100 yards. Your 100-yard split for Raylan is 102.78. He does have his lead. 125 yards down. Raylan is looking to put some space on the rest of the field and be declared the New York State champion in the YMCA boys 11-12 200-yard freestyle. .85 for the third 50 split for Raylan. He has a dominating lead on this field. He put almost 3 seconds on everybody else in the field in that third 50. Race seems to be for second place as Raylan is on his last lap. The race for second place is very tight, though. That could be anybody's game. Raylan is your champion, 206.68, but let's find out who gets in second place there. Carson Murray of Fulton comes in at second place with a time of 2:12.33, followed by Michael Konkinko, 2:12.96. Now it's the girls, 13 to 14, their turn for the 200-yard freestyle. First up is the consolation final. In lane 2 from Auburn, Jillian Rejman. Lane 3 from the Glow Riptide, Tori Davis. Lane 4 from Rye, Quinn Boyle. Top qualifier in the consolation finals with a time of 2:14.54 from the Glow Riptide, Kiara Sidari. Lane 6 from East Hampton, Mia Milazzo. Lane 7 from Auburn, Quinn Yorsey. Lane 8 from Shotland, Maria Korshunov. And in lane 9 from Saratoga, Elena Hudson. Your winner after the first, your leader after the first 50 is Tori Davis of Glow Riptide. But we have a tight heat on our hands here. Your morning swims times varied from 2:14.54 to 2:17.71. So this is a tight heat for these girls, 13-14, 200-yard freestyle. After the 100, your leader is Tori Davis. $125 yards, though. This is still anyone's consolation final to win. Let's find out who is going to touch the wall first after 150 yards with just 50 yards left to go. Tori Davis is maintaining her lead, but it's going to come down to this final 50. Off that wall, the last wall, it's anyone's game. Extremely exciting consolation final for the girls, 13 to 14, 200-yard freestyle. Who has enough left in the tank to finish it off and win? It is Quinn Boyle. Time of 2:11.26, followed by Tori Davis, 2:11.92, and Mia Milazzo, 2:12.31. But your consolation final winner from Rye is Quinn Boyle, bettering her morning time of 2:14.67, all the way down to a 2:11.26. Now we have our championship finalists in the girls 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2 from East Hampton, Molly Grande. In lane 3 from Huntington, Charlotte Karpowicz. In lane 4 from Saratoga, Victoria Lill. Qualifying first from YMCA of East Hampton, Vanessa Rizzo. Her time of 2:01.22 this morning earned the top spot. Lane 6, Adela Cohen of Oneonta. Lane 7 from Manta Rays, Elisa Capolino Bazo. In lane 8 from Manta Rays, Ella Holland. And in lane 9 from Auburn, Amelia Kruger. YMCA national qualifying time in this is 1:56.49. Vanessa Rizzo has some good space between her and her nearest competitor. Her time in the morning was 2:01.22, followed by second place, Adela Cohen, with a time of 2:04.36. Vanessa Rizzo does touch the wall first after the first 50, 27.86. I wonder if Vanessa has this extra gear here to try to try to get into that nationals cut. Coming in at 100 yards right here, Vanessa does have a lead. Let's find out what her split is. 58.96. That was a 31.1 there. Adela is also under 1 minute at the 100-yard mark. Adela from Oneonta. Okay, we're coming up at 150 yards here. Vanessa has maintained her lead throughout. Adela is making some moves here. Let's find out what our split difference is here. 31.7 for Vanessa and 32.1 for Adela. We have our final 50 coming up here. Can anyone get ahead of Vanessa? Looks the only person near is Adela of Oneonta, who really needs to make a move here on this final 25. We also have Victoria Lil sneaking in there from Saratoga. The race seems to be for second place at this time, as Vanessa Rizzo touches first with a time of 2:01.63, followed by Adela of Oneonta, 2:04.43, and in third place from Saratoga, Victoria Lil with a time of 2:04.84. But your New York State YMCA champion in the 200-yard freestyle from East Hampton is Vanessa Rizzo. All right, it's 13, 14-year-old boys' turn next at the 200-yard freestyle. First up, we have our consolation final. Lane 2 from San Sailfish is Daniel Smith. Lane 3 from East Hampton is Sebastien Lechartier. Lane 3 from Auburn is Casey Heerling. Lane 5 from Auburn, your top qualifier in the consolation final from Auburn is Daniel Johnson. His time of 2:03.24 qualified him 9th. Also from Auburn in lane 6 is Drew Heerling. In lane 7 from Auburn is Nathaniel Swab. In lane 8 from Huntington is Matthew Rosotto. And in lane 9 from Auburn is Lucas Jensen. Let's check in at our splits at the 100, the halfway point here. Middle of the pool looks quite tight, as well as lane 2. First to touch their feet to the wall at the 100 is Drew Heerling, 57.72 for his first 100. At the 125 mark, still anyone's shot. Lanes 4, 5, and 6 are very tight. After 150 yards, first one to touch the wall is Drew Heerling. Drew Heerling of Auburn, his morning time of 2:03.30 was narrowly behind your top qualifier, Daniel Johnson of Auburn at 2:03.24. Down to our final lap, though. 3 Auburn swimmers right in the middle of the pool there, all almost neck and neck. First one to touch the wall and win the consolation final, however, is Daniel Johnson, 2:00.54, followed by Drew Heerling, 2:00.84. But your consolation champion from Auburn is Daniel Johnson, 2:00.55. Okay, next up, championship final. Boys 13 to 14, 200-yard freestyle. Let's run through our finalists. In lane 2, from Saratoga, James Free. Lane 3 from Flushing, Peter Shim. Lane 4 from Auburn, Quinn Didio. Top qualifier from Flushing with a time of 1:50.92 this morning, John Pan. Lane 6 from Schottland, Eli Beldner. Lane 7 from Saratoga, Magnus Loesch. Lane 8 from Huntington, Franklin Vioka. And in lane 9 from Huntington, Maximilian Sokolowski. Top qualifier John Pan from Flushing has a relatively dominant lead from this morning. His time of 150.92 was followed in second place by Eli of Schottland, 156.25. So you have to wonder, is anybody going to have what it takes to take John Pan, his New York State title in the 200-yard freestyle boys 13-14? Not after the first 50. He's out in 24.54. After 3 laps, John has quite the lead. There's a lot to be sorted out, though, for second place. John at the 100 is 51.84. Three laps down, and John is looking smooth. Eli Beldner is looking to shore up second place here. Eli from the Schottland YMCA. Pretty dominant second place for him there. But it is John Pan's race to win. He has a multi-body length lead on the field. His qualifying time was 150, but that is a 148.22 by John, followed closely by Eli Beldner of Schottland YMCA, second place with a time of 155.7. And in third, Quinn DiDio of Auburn YMCA with a time of 159.72. Those three gentlemen were the only one underneath 2-minute barrier for the 200-yard freestyle. Next up, we have the girls 15 to 18, 200-yard freestyle. First up is the consolation final. In lane 2 from Sands is Ava Tyler. Lane 3 from Saratoga, Ella Nachman. Lane 4 from Cortland, Evie Snyder. Top qualifier in the consolation is Maddie Feeney of Oneida. Lane 6 from Sarasota is Harper McCarthy. Lane 7 from Cross Island is Emmy McKinney. Lane 8 from Manta Rays is Luna Kramer. And in lane 9 from Watertown is Liliana Joy Romar. Tightly contested heat here after 3 laps. Looks like multiple girls in this heat are within striking distance of winning the consolation final. Let's find out who's first at the 100. The halfway point, your leader in lane 4 is Evie Schneider from Cortland. She took her first 100 out in 101.89. There's some movement out here in lane 2 as well. Ava Tyler from Sands Family YMCA is within the mix from the outside there. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're down to just 150 left. Your leader is Evie Schneider, followed closely by Maddie Feeney, the top qualifier in the consolations. With just 1 lap to go, it's tough to determine who is the leader. It's going to come down to this final lap and who could get their hand on the wall first. Who can get in? It is Evie Schneider of Cortland, 209.11. Second place, Maddie Feeney of Oneida. And in third place, Luna Kramer of the Manta Rays. But your consolation champion is Evie Schneider, 209.11. Okay, here we have the championship final. Girls, 15 to 18, 200-yard freestyle. Your finalists in lane 2 from Shotland, Avery Nelson. Lane 3 from Rye, Megan Tiedemann. Lane 4 from Shotland, Daniela McCooch. Top qualifier from East Hampton, Daisy Pitches. Her time of 157.32 earned her the top spot. In lane 6 from Fulton, Claire Murray. In lane 7 from Huntington, Caitlin Lopez. In lane 8 from Oneonta, Peyton Gregory. And in lane 9 from Huntington, Ariana Petkovitz. The national qualifying time for this event is 1:56.49. That is within striking distance for your top qualifier, Daisy Pitches of East Hampton, whose time in the morning was 1:57.32. She needs to shave off less than a second to punch her ticket to YMCA Nationals.
Here are the results from event 30. Boys 13 and 14, 203.
Daisy has her lead in the first 50 here. Let's see what her split is. She takes it out in a 26.44, followed by Claire Murray, 27.90, but the lead already by Daisy is quite staggering. I think our biggest question here is whether or not Daisy can get qualified for YMCA Nationals in this event. Her morning time of 1:57.32 was close to the 1:56.49 qualifying time. Halfway point at the 100, 56.36. She needs to bring this back in about 1 minute, so 2:30 points to get underneath that qualifying time. This third 50 will be telling. If she's able to keep it under 30 seconds here, she may be in a great position to qualify in this event. The race for second place is on. Claire Murray is in second. That was a 31.30 for Daisy, so she does have to bring this one home with some speed if she wants to get qualified for Nationals. But the lead for her is there. There is no question whether or not she will be the New York State champion in YMCA girls 15 to 18 200-yard freestyle. The question simply is, can she get underneath that national qualifying mark with 10 yards only to go? She is unfortunately not going to get in there. Her time of 1:57.58, however, does crown her the New York State champion here, followed by Claire Murray and Daniela McCooch. 1:57.58 for Daisy. Claire is in there at 2:00.48 and a 2:03.50 for Daniela. Next up is our final individual event of the night. It's the boys 15 to 18 200-yard freestyle. The national qualifying time for this is 1:45.19. Your consolation finalists: in lane 2 from Cross Island, Sam Dwyer. In lane 3 from Huntington, William Dwyer. In lane 4 from Huntington, Dylan Novak. Your top qualifier in the consolation bracket. In lane 5 from Oneida, Grady Gaudette. In lane 6 from Shotland, Dylan Mayall. In lane 7 from the Sand Sailfish, William Maxfield. In lane 8 from Huntington, Chris Jakuch. And in lane 9 from Shotland, William Straub. Top qualifying time this morning from Grady Gaudette in lane 5 was 1:51.99. After 50 yards, your leader is Grady Gaudette from Oneida, but it is a tight race in the middle of the pool. We have a little bit of a movement too from William Dwyer in lane 3. After 100 yards, the first swimmer to touch the wall is, after 150 yards, the first swimmer to touch the wall is tied Grady Gaudette and Dylan Mayall. With just 25 yards left, it's time to dig in and find out who will win the consolation final 200-yard freestyle. Touching the wall first in lane 6 from the Shotland YMCA with a time of 1:50.55 is Dylan Mayall. So here we have our final individual event heat. This is the championship final. Boys 15 to 19, 200-yard freestyle. The winner of this will be the champion of New York State YMCA Boys 15 to 18, 200-yard freestyle. Our finalists are in lane 2 from Huntington, Samuel Claren. Lane 3 from Huntington, Parker Eisner. Lane 4 from Huntington, Adam Jakuch. Top qualifier from Shotland with a time of 1:45.23, Billy Sanderson. Lane 6 from Huntington, Jason Wang. Lane 7 from East Hampton, Liam Knight. Lane 8 from Shotland, Michael Kush. And in lane 9 from East Hampton, Jaisu Gradiasa. Top qualifier this morning was Billy Sanderson, 1:45.23, narrowly missing the national qualifying time of 1:45.19. Let's find out if Billy can find those 4/100th of a second he needs to qualify for nationals. Okay, out in first is Billy Sanderson with his first 25 his first 50 clocking in at 23.64. He does have the lead over his competition. Second place qualifying this morning was Jason Wang of Huntington, 1:48.66. After 100 yards, the halfway point, Billy Sanderson maintaining his lead. He's out in 50.34. He will need to do better than a 55 on this next 100. Let's look out for his third 50, see his split, and see if he's going to be able to come up with this national cut in the 200-yard freestyle. 28.10, and Liam Knight lane 7 of East Hampton kind of creeping up on Billy here. Down to the final turn, it's either Liam or Billy's race to win or lose. Looks like Billy is going to dig deep in and touch first at the wall, 1:45.63. Unfortunately, he doesn't come up with those seconds he needed to get into nationals, but he is your New York State YMCA Boys 15 to 18 200-yard freestyle champion with a time of 1:45.63, followed by Liam Knight, 1:46.27 of East Hampton, and in third place to round out the podium from Huntington, Adam Jaku. We now turn our attention to the relays. First up is the girls 11 to 12 200-yard medley relay. In Heat 1, these are timed finals. These swimmers have not swam together in the morning. These are just timed finals. Right now, the time that they register is their final time. So even swimmers in lane, or teams in lane, Heat 3 can move down to Heat 1 and so on and so forth. So your winning time is just the fastest team here. In lane 4, we have Auburn. Lane 5 is Saratoga. And in lane 6 is Bed-Stuy. Four swimmers, 50 yards apiece, totaling 200 yards. The 200-yard medley relay. All four strokes are on display. The order is backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and then freestyle. Your leader after backstroke was Bed-Stuy in lane 6, followed by Saratoga in 5 and Auburn in lane 4. Saratoga in the breaststroke lead, looking to take a lead. Our breaststrokers getting ready to hand off to our butterflyers. We just had Riley McNamara of Saratoga hand off to Fiona Nicola. And the lead in Heat 1 lies with Saratoga, with butterflyers in the water. However, this is quite the swim by Reagan Swab of Auburn, cutting the deficit quite a bit in her 50-yard butterfly. Freestylers in the water. Saratoga, we have Aiden Yamachia, Lauren Staten from Auburn. And with Bed-Stuy, we have Kino Haskell Korkomoa. Saratoga looks to take Heat 1 of the 200-yard medley relay. Indeed, Saratoga does. Saratoga's B relay time of 2:28.92 takes Heat 1 of the girls 11-12 200-yard medley relay. Next up, we have Heat 2 200-yard medley relay. In lane 2, Oneonta. Lane 3, Watertown. Lane 4, the Glow Riptide. Lane 5, Rye. Lane 6, Flushing. Lane 7, Cross Island. And in lane 8, Rye. Top seed time in this is Rye with a time of 2:21.42. Saratoga in the previous heat clocked in at 2:28. Okay, tight with our backstrokers here. It looks like the lead will be in lane, let's find out. Lane 3 has a lead. That was Mia Baragura of Watertown. She's handing off to Charlotte Walgren in lane 3 with a lead. The lead for lane 3 is extending. Charlotte Walgren adding more to the existing lead after the backstroke leg as she hands off to Bryn Burns, your butterflyer from Watertown. In second place, we have Rye, where Ella Karakaya has entered. Swimming butterfly for Rye. Looks to be a narrow lead still for Watertown, but it is cutting down pretty hard. In Watertown, your freestyle swimmer is Bella Romar. And for Rye, we have Shakara Sardinas. Nice swim by Ella at Rye there. She gave her freestyle swimmer, Chiara Sardinas, the lead. Can it finish that way? Rye is cruising ahead home in first place, followed by Watertown. Rye, in fact, takes it, 217.62. Watertown, in fact, is in second place, 219.15. We have our final heat. Right now, first place is held with Rye, 217.62. Let's see if that holds up with our final heat. Let's meet our finalists in the 11-12 girls 200-yard medley relay. Lane 2, Shotland. Lane 3, Auburn. Lane 4, Saratoga. Your top seed is East Hampton. Their time of 207.38 has earned them the top seed in this race. Lane 6, Watertown. Lane 7, Flushing. Lane 8, Huntington. And in lane 9, Manta Rays. East Hampton has Heidi Rizzo swimming backstroke. Heidi Rizzo has established a lead for East Hampton. She'll be handing off to Evelyn Rizzo. Wonder if there's any relation there. Heidi Rizzo's split 31.11 as Evelyn Rizzo enters the water, hoping to extend their lead. Evelyn Rizzo in the water now for for East Hampton. Second place is in lane 8, Huntington. Ava Cox right now swimming breaststroke. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a little bit of an early takeoff we had there in lane 8. But that was a 35.11 by Ava Cox there. East Hampton now has Reagan Paratas. Huntington is hanging in there. I do not think, even from up here, it really did look like we had an early takeoff swimmer. So I'm not sure if this relay is unfortunately going to count for them or not, but they have to race it anyway. East Hampton has Avianne O'Shea in the water, looking to bring home a YMCA girls 11-12 state championship. She is going to touch the wall first. Time of 2:06.52. That is their best time. And again, for now, Huntington is second, but I just do not think that's going to hold up. Followed by Watertown, 2:13.84. But your New York State YMCA champions in the girls 11-12 200-yard medley relay is East Hampton, 2:06.52. That's Heidi Rizzo, Evelyn Rizzo, Reagan Poitras, and Avianne O'Shea. The boys 11-12 200-yard medley relay is next. There are 2 heats, and these are timed finals. Meaning, of course, that anybody from Heat 2 could move ahead of anybody from Heat 1 or so on and so forth, just based on time. Fastest time of any heat wins. In lane 4, we have Bed-Stuy. Lane 3, we have Rye. Lane 6, we have Manta Rays. And in lane 7, it's the Independent Health YMCA. Top time in this heat is Rye, with a time of 2:14.21. Okay, backstrokers in the water. For Bed-Stuy, we have Lyndon Corbin. For Rye, we have Vedant Deskmiani. For Manta Rays, we have Maxime Betas Ajkin. And for Independent Health, we have John Chowanik. Touching the wall first was lane 5, Rye. Rye swimmer right now is Valentin Berry. He'll be handing off to Luca Miragilla. The breaststroke to fly exchange. Swimming for Manta Rays right now is Benjamin Del Sion. Rye is maintaining their lead as they hand off to their butterflyer. However, Manta Rays in lane 6 are closing relatively strong, especially during this length. Rye keeps it up though. Luca will be handing off to Charles Graham, the freestyler for Rye. But it is tight between Manta Rays and Rye. Manta Rays are sending in Aiden Anderson for freestyle. This will come down to this final 25. Will it be Rye or will it be the Manta Rays? They're neck and neck with less than 10 yards left. Rye with Charles is digging in deep. It came down to the touch. I don't know, there was a touch error. It says Rye. Rye takes it. We will have to go to the results for that one though. That came really down to it. It says Rye is currently in first place with a 2:27.16. And Manta Rays in second. Their time is wrong. I think a touch didn't register, so unknown, but that was a really, really tight race. Okay. Heat 2 for the boys, 11 to 12. 200-yard medley relay. Your finalists in lane 2, Fulton. Lane 3, Watertown. Lane 4, Auburn. Lane 5, Flushing, your top seed. Their seed time is 2:05.50. That's Aiden Shao, Maxwell Hong, for Musa Liu, and Michael Konkinko. Lane 6, Huntington. Lane 7, Shotland. Lane 8, Flushing. And in lane 9, Auburn. This is Heat 2. Boys, 11 to 12, 200-yard medley relay. Fastest time is going to be declared the YMCA New York State champion in the 200-yard medley relay. After only 25 yards, Aiden Shao has a towering lead on the rest of the field. Such a wide gap already opened up by Aiden. Let's find out what his split is here as he hands off to Maxwell Hong, a 28.31. Next fastest split here, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is 35.82. So quite the weapon to have at the beginning of your relay. Good way to establish yourselves as YMCA New York State champion. In the water now for Flushing is Maxwell Hong. He maintains this large lead that was given to him by his backstroker. Maxwell hands off to for Musa, your butterflyer for Flushing. This is quite the lead that hasn't been looked back upon since the backstroke leg of this 200-yard medley relay. For Musa here is establishing more of a lead. However, Huntington, we have Raylan Mayberry in there with a pretty strong leg in butterfly. I just don't think it's going to be enough because Fora Musa has just handed off to Michael. Their seed time is 2:05.50. Let's see if they could beat that. Huntington is fairly well in second place there in lane 6, followed by the rest of the field. Huntington is sending Eamon McManus in as their freestyler. The time for Flushing, 2:00.26, 5 seconds faster than their seed time, followed by 2:07.83 by Huntington. Third place is going to get sorted out right here amongst many teams. And third place goes to lane 8, Flushing's B Relay. Good showing by them. But your New York State YMCA boys 11 to 12 200-yard medley relay with a time of 2:00.26 is Flushing. Aiden Shao, Maxwell Hong, Formosa Liu, and Michael Conquino. Now that's the girls 13 to 14 200-yard medley relay. There are 2 heats of this timed finals. In heat 1, we have Bed-Stuy, lane 4. In lane 5, Saratoga. And in lane 6, Shotland. Top seed time in this is the Saratoga B Relay with a time of 2:23.46. That's Stella Danzy, Jordan Riccadelli, Hannah Ventella, and Anna Ramsdill. Narrowly behind them is the Shotland YMCA Sharks. Their seed time is 2:23.65. Okay, backstroke. It looks like a lead is lying with Shotland. Maria Korshinov will be handing off to Lisa Musa. Maria indeed does have a lead. I didn't get her split, didn't quite register there, so hopefully, yep, we got the added touch. Good job. Nobody runs a better meet than here at Webster Aquatic Center. They got that nice and handled. Okay, the lead for Shotland has been cut by Saratoga. Jordan Riccadelli has taken the lead for Saratoga ahead of Lisa Musa of Shotland. Their overall time is quite close though, so now we hand off to Hannah Ventella of Saratoga and Amelia Knopf of Shotland. Tightening up quite a bit here. I think Shotland had the advantage touching the wall first, but it is too tight to tell. We'll find out what the clock has to say for us as we hand off to Anna Ramsdill of Saratoga and Reagan Smith of Shotland. Quite neck and neck, 145.97 for Sarasota and 145.39. 6/10 separate these two teams. Saratoga with Anna Ramsdill. Nice leg here. She is separating herself from Reagan Smith of Shotland. And in fact, it's going to be Saratoga winning Heat 1 with a time of 2:14.09. Shotland cruises in there with a best time of the season of 2:16.01. And Bedford Stuye gets in there with another best time of the year, 2:42.50. Here are your finalists for the girls 13 to 14 200-yard medley relay. Fastest overall time here is going to be crowned your New York State champions for YMCA women 13 to 14 200-yard medley relay. Our finalists are lane 2, Rye, lane 3, Cross Island, lane 4, Huntington. Top seed, Auburn YMCA, Nia Bates, Kylie Johnson, Quinn Hazelton, and Jillian Rejman. Lane 6, East Hampton. Lane 7, Saratoga. Lane 8, Flushing. And in lane 9, Manta Rays. Top seed is 202.73. That's Auburn, followed by East Hampton, 203.39. So this could be tight. Your leader after one length is Huntington. Huntington with Lauren Reed at backstroke. She's handing off to Mia Kwai. As the breaststrokers go into the water, leads ebb and flow. It's a good-looking swim by lane 2. Niam Armstrong of Rye, but the lead is going to be in lane 6. East Hampton, Vanessa Rizzo just handed off to Molly Grande. Your butterflyers in the water for Huntington, Lily Riley, Auburn, Quinn Hazelton, and East Hampton, Molly Grande. After this butterfly lead, it looks like Huntington is taking a lead from lane 4. Lily Riley is handing off to Charlotte Karpowicz. East Hampton has Sydney Powers in the water. But Huntington looking strong, as well as our final swimmer for Auburn, Jillian Rejman. Could she catch up? Your first place and New York State champion from Huntington, Lauren Reed, Mia Kwai, Lily Riley, and Charlotte Karpowicz. Time of 1:59.58, a season best time by almost 8 full seconds. Tremendous swim by Huntington, your YMCA New York State champions. Okay, it's the 13-14 boys' turn. There are 2 heats for the 200-yard medley relay. In heat 1, lane 3 is Bed-Stuy. Lane 4, Shotland. Lane 5, Flushing. Top qualifying time of 2:09.37. Lane 6, Manta Rays. Lane 7, Saratoga. And in lane 8, Lockport. Okay. In backstroke, our leader is in the center of the pool, lane 5. That's Flushing. Austin Yang is leading off for them. He's handing off to Adam Ayuchiche, breaststroker. Opens it up with a 30.06 split. After the breaststroke leg, Adam will be handing off to Jaden Mai. Flushing with quite the lead. This is the Flushing B team. A 33.48 split for Adam. Jaden is in the pool there for Flushing. He'll be handing off to Wesley Koo. Their seed time is 2:09.37. Let's see if these boys from Flushing can better that. Okay, Wesley Koo in the pool after a 28.61 split from Jaden. Flushing with a staggering lead in this first heat. Should be noted that they are the 3rd seed. Their A relay is the 3rd seed in Heat 2 of the 13-14 200-yard medley relay. Touching in with a time of 2:00.07. Flushing wins Heat 1, boys 13-14 200-yard medley relay. Followed by Saratoga in lane 7. Lockport in lane 8 in 3rd place. And rounding it out, 4th place, we have the Shotland Y and Bed-Stuy in 3rd. Here we have our finals. Heat 2 of 2. Boys 13-14 200-yard medley relay. Your finalists are lane 2, Rye. Lane 3, Saratoga. Lane 4, Flushing. Top seed, Huntington. Their time, 1:52.28 by Franklin Vijoka, Milo Moreno, Owen McGaw, and Maximilian Sokolowski. Lane 7 is Auburn. Lane 8 is Oneida. And lane 9 is Watertown. Your lead is in lane 4. That's Eric Koo of Flushing. He'll be handing off to Nicholas Coquino, your breaststroker. 27.21 was your split for Eric. Huntington here is showing a strong breaststroke leg. That's Milo Moreno. Closing in on some of that gap that Flushing created in backstroke. They might even have established a lead. This is Milo Moreno of Huntington that did take over the lead from Flushing. His split 29.22. Huntington now has Owen McGaw in the pool, swimming fly, looking to enhance his lead over his competitors. Owen will be handing off to Maximilian here. 25.95 split for Owen. In lane 3, we had a blazing split from Saratoga. Preston Arnold with a 24.65. But Huntington looking strong, hoping to close out with John Pan closing for Flushing, but it's not enough. Huntington are your New York State boys YMCA 13-14 New York State champion with a time of 1:48.79. A split of 24.01 was just enough to hold off Flushing's John Pan's split of 22.36, almost closing the gap on that final leg. We are now on to the girls 15-18 200-yard medley relay. There are 2 heats. In Heat 1, lane 3, we have Cortland. Lane 4, we have Bed-Stuy. Lane 5, Shotland. They're your top qualifier in Heat 1. Lane 6, the Glow Riptide. Lane 7, Saratoga. And in lane 8, Auburn. Okay, your leader after your first leg here is in lane 3, Cortland. That is Evie Schneider leading us off with a 32.32. Evie Schneider is handed off to Scarlett Reynolds. Scarlett is maintaining that lead through the first length of breaststroke. Might even be extending it a little bit here. Scarlett is going to hand off to Kyla Campoy. The Cortland team had a no-time seed time, so not sure what these girls are going to be capable of doing. They maintain that lead. That's a 34.3 split for Scarlett Reynolds, who's handed off to Kayla Campoy in fly, who is maintaining that wire-to-wire lead that Cortland has had so far. Kayla will be handing off to Shelly Yang to finish things off for Cortland with a rather large lead from the outside there. Let's see what Shelly can do to finish things off. 29.56 split. Should be noted that it was a 28.97 from Saratoga. That was Annie Shang. But this is all Cortland in this first heat. I'm wondering if they could make enough noise to get ahead of some of the swimmers in teams in Heat 2. Their time is 2:00.82. Finished with a 24.59. By Shelly Yang, your anchor swimmer for Cortland. 2:00.82. Let's see how that holds up for our second heat. Second heat, getting ready to get behind the blocks now. We have Cross Island, lane 2. Rye, lane 3. Saratoga, lane 4. Your top qualifier and a Y National qualifier, 147.00. Well past the Y National qualifying cut of 150.99. We have East Hampton, Daisy Pitches, Elizabeth Daniels, Ava Castillo, and Ginger Griffin. Lane 6, Huntington. Lane 7, the Manta Rays. Lane 8, Sands Sailfish. And in lane 9, Flushing Y. Okay, Daisy Pitches has established a lead here for your front-running East Hampton. Her split, 28.17, followed by Huntington's Maria Petrovitz, 28.52. Daisy is handed off to Elizabeth Daniels, the breaststroker for East Hampton. Claire Tenkman is the breaststroker for Huntington. But the lead continues for East Hampton. Elizabeth will be handing off to Ava Castillo in the fly. Your butterflyer for Huntington is Caitlin Lopez. Huntington is hanging around here with East Hampton. Let's see if Huntington can get themselves qualified for nationals, just like East Hampton has. Swimmer for East Hampton in the freestyle will be Ginger Griffin. It's Leah Haley for Huntington. Down to the final stretch. Ginger Griffin is going to potentially hold off Leah. And just barely, but your champions are East Hampton, the time of 151.74, 151.39. That's Huntington in second with a time of 151.74. What a race at the end. Huntington almost finished it off and got the victory, but your New York State girls 15 to 18 200-yard medley relay champions are East Hampton. Get ready for our final event. This is the boys 15 to 18 200-yard medley relay. The Y National cut for this is 139.79. There are two heats. In Heat 1, we have Flushing, Lane 3. In Lane 4, Auburn. Lane 5, Flushing. Lane 6, Saratoga. Lane 7, Cross Island. And in lane 8, Rye. Top seed time in this heat is Flushing with the time of 1:55.98. That's Thomas Kelly, Hugh Chan, G. Ren, and Austin Yee. The leader after the backstroke will be in lane 7, Cross Island, who had Noah Lormill swimming backstroke, touching with a time of 26.38. Let's find out if Cross Island can hold on to this lead. For Flushing, we have Hugh Chan, and in Saratoga, Andrew Chen. Handing off on the Cross Island, Sam will be gone to Zach Carrington. 29.65 was your fastest split in the breaststroke. That was Flushing's Hugh Chan. Butterfly for the Cross Island is Zach Carrington. Cross Island is maintaining that lead so far. Zach Carrington will be handing off to Lucas Lormill on Cross Island. 25.34 split. That was the fastest one Cross Island had. Cross Island had the fastest split of all. And Lucas Lormill looks to finish this off for Cross Island and win Heat 1 of boys 15-18 200-yard medley relay here at Y States. Touching first, 147.46 is Cross Island, followed by Saratoga and Flushing. 149.62 Saratoga and 150.88 Flushing. Now we have our final heat. Lanes 2 through 9 are occupied. In lane 2, this is the championship final. Boys 15-18 200-yard medley relay. Lane 2, Auburn. Lane 3, Oneida. Lane 4, Fulton. Lane 5, top seed with a Y National qualifying time of 1:38.73, Huntington. Sam Claren, Adam Jakuch, Patrick O'Brien, and Jason Wang. In lane 6, East Hampton, also with a Y National qualifying time. Lane 7, Shotland. Lane 8, Watertown. And in lane 9, Sands. Top seed time here is 1:38.73. 1:39.79 earns you the right to get to Y Nationals. Let's find out who's leading after our first length. Huntington in lane 5. That's Samuel Claren. He's handing off to Adam Jakuch. East Hampton had Nicholas Chavez hand off to Miles Menu. Adam Jakuch of Huntington has opened up a bigger lead to hand off to his flyer, Patrick O'Brien. A split of 25.94, blazing one by Adam Jakuch. Your flyers in the water are for Huntington, Patrick O'Brien, and for East Hampton, Jaisu Gredesa. Patrick O'Brien from Huntington will be handing off to Jason Wang to finish things off. 25.03 for Patrick O'Brien, and Jaisu dropped to 23.8 to make things close. East Hampton has Liam Knight in the water. Jason Wang is in for Huntington. Great underwater by Huntington there. We're down to the final bit of it. Huntington touching first, 138.4, 21.34 to close for Jason Wang. And in second place, East Hampton, once again qualifying for YMCA Nationals. It is East Hampton, but your YMCA 15-18 boys 200-yard medley relay champions are Huntington, Samuel Claren, Adam Jakuch, Patrick O'Brien, and Jason Wang. That's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Be sure to join us tomorrow morning For our final day of YMCA States, I am Evan Smith, signing off.